we're gonna kick off National Coffee Day with a great cup of coffee and some cheesecake. I love a cheesecake. I never eat it. I never get it. First of all, my kids don't love it. And it's one of those things that you order when you're in a restaurant where you know it's gonna be good, but I don't make it often because I know how bad it is for me. But it's so good. All right, what I'm doing right now, this is my coffee cheesecake, and there's a lot of ways to really zhuzh this up and make it your own, but I'm gonna show you the base, and then you can decorate it however you want. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I have 3 blocks of softened cream cheese in here, and this is kind of my cheesecake side. This is my crust side. So right now I'm kind of just prepping what's going on over here. I have half a cup of warm water, and I have a tablespoon of coffee granules, instant coffee, just instant coffee that you can get at the grocery store, and give that a stir in that warm water. And we're gonna let this dissolve for a minute while I go over to the crust. We want that to dissolve really nicely. So let's make my crust here. So I have you can use a 9 or a 10-inch springform pan. Give it a spray. And I'm doing chocolate graham cracker crust. I love a graham cracker crust, but the chocolate graham cracker crust is delish. So that's just how I like to do mine. To that, I'm also gonna add more of those coffee granules. I really want those to kind of infuse in all layers. I like a strong coffee flavor. And then I'm gonna add some sugar in here as well. And let's give that a good mix. I do a good pinch of salt too, just to bring out the flavors. Give that a good mix. Now for the graham crackers, we just threw them in a plastic bag and just crushed them with a rolling pin, but you can put it in a food processor if you want, whatever makes your life easy. I just need, this was about 8 graham crackers, or a cup. I'm gonna go ahead and pour in some melted butter to make this crust and give that a good stir. Now my oven's set to 350 degrees, and we're gonna bake this for about 10 minutes to give it a head start. Although for the sake of TV, I'm probably not gonna do the full 10 minutes. We're gonna get it started. All right, so go ahead and throw that down. Now, one of the easiest ways that you can spread this out evenly is you give it a shake, and then take a measuring cup, and the measuring cup, just kind of push it in, and then it's probably hard to see because it's so dark, but then I just push it a little bit up the sides as well, just a little bit, and this kind of helps compact it, makes it even. You can see if you need to pack it down anywhere else, and it just works a little bit better than your hands, and that natural curve of the measuring cup helps press it up against the sides. All right, so not bad. That looks pretty good. Smells buttery and delicious, so let's go ahead and get that in. Now we can make our filling. So I have, like I said, 3 blocks of cream cheese. They have to be room temperature. The only way to make a cheesecake is to make sure that your cream cheese is room temperature, because we need everything to blend really well. So I always start it early before I add anything else, just to make sure it's incredibly smooth, there's no cold chunks. And that looks like it's good to go. So to this, I'm gonna go ahead and add 3/4 cup sugar. Give the bowl a scrape, and they're gonna bring this together first, just so this mixes together really well. I love cheesecakes because there's so many variations. There's so many ways. Like I said, I'm showing you a basic, delicious coffee cheesecake. What do you want to do on the top? You can do whatever you want. So I'll show you what I came up with, but the sky's the limit. All right, I'm gonna give the bowl a scrape. For a cheesecake, you don't wanna rush it. You wanna make sure every little piece of cream cheese is mixing perfectly with your stuff. There we go. Now let's get some more stuff in here. I'm gonna add some sour cream. I love the tang of sour cream in a cheesecake. 1, it lightens it up. 2, it cuts the sweetness with a little bit of sour, and it just makes it a little bit lighter. Cream cheese is very heavy. This will lighten it up a little bit. All right, let me get some eggs ready to go here. We're gonna add in 3 eggs. I'm actually gonna do 1 at a time here, so I should have kept that on. Keep on rolling. And slowly bring that in. One of the other important things with the cheesecake, try so hard to get everything room temperature. The eggs are room temperature, the sour cream's room temperature. That way the cream cheese won't get hard. And we want everything to combine really well, so keep everything as much room temperature as you can. When I made the first one to show you, my eggs were not room temperature, so I put them in a bowl of warm water for 5 minutes, and it took the chill off them, so. All right, let me give this a stir. I made this yesterday at my house, and my house smelled so good. All right, make sure you get all that cream cheese off the side. We want to make sure we're not missing anything, and then we'll give this another whirl around before we finish it up. All right, so now our coffee has dissolved here. But first, I'm going to add in a little bit of our Lamers heavy cream, you know, because we need to add even more richness to this dessert. Hey, we're drinking this with a hot, bitter cup of coffee. We're going to want something sweet and creamy. And now, I see this has come together really well. We've got our instant coffee. Now, I did it in warm water, not hot. We want everything similar temperature. So just warm water. Our coffee is going in. Now, could you just use a 1/4 cup of good coffee? Of course you can. You don't have to use the instant if you don't want to. All right, I'm going to scrape the side. And once I feel this has come together, I'm going to add in a little bit of flour. That flour is going to add a little structure to the dish. All right, that beautiful kind of latte color that I love. It'll darken up a little bit in the while it bakes. All right, we're gonna get that flour in here. So here's the trick I want you to learn today when it comes to cheesecake. Most pastry chefs will tell you to put it in a water bath, right? To put your cake in a water bath, because that's going to prevent the cracks on top. I worked with an amazing pastry chef in LA who taught me you do not have to do that. All you have to do, hold on, let me get this good scrape here. I want this to go one more time. All you have to do is take a 9x13 dish, and you're going to fill it with about 1 inch of water, and you're going to put it underneath, in the area underneath your cheesecake. So that way you're still, see, even when I opened it, steam came out. You're still gonna get the steam, but you don't have to worry about any water leaking in. It's an amazing tip. My cheesecakes never crack. So I know I'm adding this in a little bit early right now, but we wanna get this in the oven rolling. The other trick, now we're gonna pour this in. We're gonna bake it for about 55-ish minutes. Check it after 45, every oven is different. But then you're gonna turn the oven off when it's just slightly jiggly in the middle. Turn the oven off, crack the door open, and leave it for an hour. Just let it cool down in the oven. I'm telling you, these are the steps to perfect, oh my gosh, it smells so good. It smells so good. These are the tips to perfect cheesecake. I will not get a crack in this cheesecake. I'm gonna show you the one I already made. I'm gonna carefully get this moving here. All right, on the rack right above, oh, see the steam came out. That steam's gonna keep that from cracking. Give that 55 minutes or so. Here's mine. Now, like I said, you can decorate, see, no cracks, throwing that out there. You can decorate this however you want. So for what I did was melted some chocolate with a little bit of that espresso powder, a little bit of Lamers heavy cream, just a ganache, and just drizzle it over the top. Sometimes I'll do whipped cream. Sometimes I'll do crushed espresso beans over the top, chocolate covered espresso beans. But this is chocolate and coffee and all the things you want on National Coffee Day. And we're gonna have 2 of them. I feel like we're gonna have a really happy staff here today. So I hope you make this.